it would seem that there's a pre-work that is designed to prepare both the practitioner and the client for expectations of experience and clear alignment on the boundaries and ethics and expectations for both of you. And can we weave this into the discussion? And how about Catherine, if you can answer that question, that would be great.
Well, definitely there's pre-work on the part of the practitioner, which is ongoing, as Leah pointed out. And it's really a career-wise joy and responsibility to keep the field clear, to, there's an old saying, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a nice rule of thumb, which is you can only take clients as far as you've gone yourself. If you are uncomfortable with your own traumatic material, you're going to be uncomfortable with the other person's. You are not going to be able to create a space that's open for someone else to go deeply if you're not comfortable being in a deep place yourself. So if you are going to put yourself out as a person who's going to work with people in these deepest places, you have to have no fear of going there or of another person going there. So that is some ongoing work. I think the pre-work for the clients is anything that they've done to work on themselves. But I'm personally happy to work with people that are beginning on their journey, and I don't really have a lot of expectations other than that they have an intention that makes sense to the two of us. And the more work they've done on themselves, the better. But I don't feel it's really necessary because we're here to help them with that. So some of my colleagues may disagree with me on that, but I don't want to put up too many expectations. Clients may not know how to be totally honest at this point in their journey. They may not be able and willing to disclose things that have happened in the past. They may not even remember what happened to them in the past. I'm working with someone right now who isn't really sure what happened in her past. You can still assist in the healing process. So I think that if we have really clear boundaries, if we've done our work, we can pretty much, and we have a lot of, and if we've continued on our journey and have had some experience under our belt, we should be able to hold, we would hope to be able to hold whoever would show up.
Thank you. Catherine, I hope I can pull you back into this conversation about the underground versus the clinical setting, but also because of your clinical background, but you also have a Tantra background, because maybe that's not underground, but it kind of feels like it-ish in terms of, and so if you can expand on that, but also talk about the erotic or the body, because that is something that is taboo in a lot of circles.
I just wanted to pick up quickly on something Joelle was saying, which is the value and the ethics of apprenticeship and actually apprenticing yourself. Just, I think what happens with a lot of practitioners is they are rightfully so excited about their psychedelic experience and they decide that's what they need to do it. And everybody now is an expert on after a weekend seminar, and the ego goes through the roof. I am this practitioner. And the really good, as licensed therapists, we go 3,000 supervised hours. That is a long time. And most of us did that for no money or very little money. The good thing it does is it knocks your ego down to, I am not the expert on this. I am in a period of training. So I think in terms of ethical issues, it's not something we can legislate. And I certainly have great admiration for a lot of people who are self-trained. But I would say, please get some training and please let your ego allow you to apprentice with someone who knows more than you do, because no matter where we are on the spectrum, there's somebody who knows more than we do, and we should be sitting at their feet. I lived in India for a while, so I think sitting at someone's feet is the best thing that can happen to you. In terms of the erotic and this transpersonal space, the erotic is also going to come up there in psychedelic space. The erotic means the alive, that which can't be controlled, the life force, the exciting sexual energy. And this is another reason we need to be so careful with our consent, because we as practitioners might find ourselves, we do some of this in our training, we might find ourselves being when someone's open up, suddenly we're wildly sexually attracted to this client that we had no a sexual interest in before whatsoever, because of the erotic energy that's rising up in the space. So again, this is really important, why it's important for the practitioner to get very clear on holding their own boundaries. I had one person I was supervising, and he had a lot of uncleared trauma. This was as a social worker. And he walked into a group space where people were not really mentally well. And someone said, a rapist just walked into the room. And he was like, who? And we realized she was picking up on his unresolved sexual trauma. So in these altered states, people can be very, very aware of issues that are going on. They can be receptive to it in a way that may surprise us. And this is part of the whole psychedelic journey, is being able to, as the sober person, I think Anna was claimed that term, maybe it was Leah.
3 p.m.
As the sober person in the room, we're the one to hold the boundary. I just want to add this beautiful thing that one of my supervisors gave me. It's like, we can't control the content in therapy, so we control the boundaries. So we can't control what's going on for the client, but we can hold a very strong frame around it so that that content doesn't lead them out somewhere where it's not safe for them to be. It's a beautiful metaphor.